Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 3.7 Notes, Part 3. Today we're going to be talking about compound inequalities. Our learning target today is that you can solve inequalities using a combination of properties and just being able to solve compound inequalities. Now, the directions say to solve and graph the inequality, express the solution set in set notation and interval notation. So, quick reminder that when we see these, we're going to draw the line down the middle, and then we are going to solve for the variable. And we do that using SADMAP. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are solving for m in the middle. We have a positive 2 to get rid of that. We do the inverse operation, which is subtract. And we get negative 2 is less than m, which is less than 3. Okay, so my set notation is we're solving for m and such that negative 2 is less than m, which is less than 3. Okay? We need to do the graph. So our numbers are negative 2 and 3. Both of those are open circles. And we're less than 3, but we're greater than negative 2. So then we're writing this in interval notation. It's negative 2 to 3, and both of those are brackets. Okay? All right, let's move on to example number 2. Just a little bit more work for this one. So we're going to do the same thing where we draw the lines down the inequalities. There's our variable. Start by subtracting 4. We get negative 5 less than or equal to 5w less than or equal to 10. Now between the 5 and the w is multiplication, and the w is not by itself yet. Okay, so we have to get rid of multiplication by dividing. And we get negative 1 less than or equal to w less than or equal to 2. So our interval notation would be w, or set notation, I apologize. Negative 1 less than or equal to w less than or equal to 2. All right, let's draw the graph. Negative 1, 2. Now both of these are closed circles. And then we're going to shade in the middle. So our interval notation, bracket at negative 1, and that goes to positive 2. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with this one. Our variables right there. First thing we're going to do is subtract 7 to all sides. And we get negative 4 less than or equal to negative 2m less than, and that comes down to 6. Okay. The variable's still not by itself, so we have to divide by what? We're going to divide everything by negative 2. That switches. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is 2. We're left with the m, and then the negative 3. And what's our rule? That when you divide by negative, you have to flip the sign. Okay? So when we write that in proper interval notation, you always want the lowest number first. So that's negative 3 is less than m less than or equal to 2. So the set notation, m negative 3 less than m less than or equal to 2. So when we draw our graph, we got negative 3, we got positive 2. It's an open circle at 3, it's a closed circle at 2, and then we shade everything in between. So when we write that in interval notation, open bracket, -3, and then 2, the bracket. All right, example number 4. All you guys, go ahead and pause the video and let's see how you do. Okay, so there's all the work. So the key thing here is not to forget that that's a -4, okay? And when you divide by a -4, you had to flip the signs, okay? And once we get to this step, we want the lowest number first, so we had to rewrite that, okay? All right, so both of those are closed circles, which means you're using the brackets and the interval notation. All righty, some fractions, your guys' favorites. So what we need to do is we need to find the LCD, okay, the lowest common denominator, because that's what we're going to multiply everything by to get rid of the fraction. So off here to the side, we're going to go LCD, and we want that of 6, 4, 12, and 3. So let's count by 6. 6, 12, 18. 4, 8, 12. Ooh, I think I see one. Do you guys see what it is yet? It's going to be 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything by 12, and not just 12, it's 12 over 1, okay? And that goes to everything. So 12 times 5 is 60 over 6. It's going to be 12 over 4x plus, we already did 12 times 5, which is 60. And then 12 times 4 is 48. Now you guys should just have your multiplication charts for that. Okay, -60 right here. So now all we're going to do is divide. So we get -10 less than 3x plus 5 less than or equal to 16. And now it's just like all the other problems where we want to solve for x. Okay, and we get -15 less than 3x, which is less than or equal to 11. Divide everything by 3, and we get -5 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 11 over 3. So our set notation would be exactly what we just had. Don't freak out because it's a fraction. Because when we draw our graphs, we're just going to write it exactly as it is. And we've got an open circle at -5, a closed circle at 11/3, and then you're going to shade the middle. So writing that in set notation at -5, it's open, and 11 over 3 closed. All right, last example. All you guys, go ahead and pause the video and let's see how you do. Real quick, did you find what the LCD was? The LCD was 8. Okay, so go ahead and distribute, multiply that all the way across, and I'll check in with the final answer. Go ahead and pause the video, please. All right, and there's the rest of the work. So if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. This was Algebra 2, Chapter 3.7 Notes, Part 3. Have a great day, guys.